Hello, Owl fans. Welcome to another edition of the FAU Baseball Insider, your inside source for all things Owls baseball. I'm your host, Jared Smith, and my guest, as always, head coach of the FAU baseball program, John McCormack. And coach, one of the early season cliches in baseball is that the pitching is usually ahead of the hitting. Hopefully that changed for the Owls over the weekend. 28 runs in the series victory over Boston College. Went right for the offense over the weekend.
Well, we got better pitches to hit. As I said to some reporters on Friday night, I know we only scored 3 runs, but we actually had really good at-bats. That guy did a great job, and we were able to focus in and swing at better pitches, getting better counts, better hitters counts, and then the guys took it from there. Did a great job.
Nick Del-Judas, 13 RBIs in the series over the weekend. He had 2 home runs on Saturday, an FAU single-game record, 9 RBIs in that game, followed up with another great performance on Sunday, 4 more ribbies. How has he progressed? He didn't have an RBI coming into the series, but now he's the team leader.
Well, that just shows, how a good weekend, especially early in the year. Nick's a good hitter. He had a really good year last year. The only thing I just kept telling him is just keep swinging the bat. You're a good player. You can swing the bat, and some balls didn't fall for him. He hit some balls hard. And it's funny, though, before that Saturday game, we were actually sitting on the bench next to each other, and I looked at him. I said, I have a good feeling about you today. So then I ran out and bought some lottery tickets, but that's where the feeling ended. But he swung the bat well, and Nick never lost faith in himself, and that's the most important thing that I keep preaching to the players is you got to have faith, and you got to just keep doing what we're doing, believe in what we're doing, and continue to do it.
Mike Gibson has improved to 3-0 with his victory on Saturday. Is that what you expected? He's quickly becoming the ace of this staff, and he's the veteran on the staff.
Without a doubt, Mike. Mike had a lot of experience coming in. I've always felt that he had a chance to be that frontline guy. He had seasoning beyond his years. He had pitched a lot of baseball in high school. He had summer leagues and stuff like that. He certainly has had a really good start, and we're certainly happy for him and happy for the team, and we'll just continue doing what we're doing, and let's not bother him and just keep him where he's at, right?
Taylor Evers on the other side of the coin's had some tough luck. He started 0-3 and he's pitched pretty well in some of those games. Is that just kind of the way baseball goes? Sometimes you get one guy that starts 3-0, another guy that starts 0-3, and they're both pitching pretty well.
I didn't even, not that I knew Taylor was 0-3, but it doesn't even bother me. If you look at his numbers and you look at the way he pitches, he's had some tough luck, and pitchers sometimes are a byproduct of that. They have no control over sometimes the outcome of the game. He's been matched up with some really good Friday night guys. The guy from Cincinnati is going to beat some guys in the Big East. That guy from Missouri, there's going to be some people in the Big 12 that are going to go, wow, this guy's pretty good. And then, of course, this guy from Boston College, he's got a chance to be a very high pick come June, and I'm anxious to see how he goes through the ACC. So Taylor is a victim of us not swinging the bats great on Friday, and also some of the guys that he's matched up against.
Let's move over to the bullpen. Glenn Trojanowski, a little bit banged up with a shoulder injury. You've had to adjust on the fly. What are you going to do in the back end of that bullpen now that he can't go?
Well, of course, we're still trying to figure out everything with Glenn. And I hope that he's okay. I certainly have faith in the rest of the guys. We'll just going to push Andy Mee from that 8th inning to the closer role. Push Hugh Adams, probably to that eighth inning role, and then maybe Ryan Bernal will jump in that 7th inning role. And of course, you have Jason Boyer, you have Ryan Garden, who was phenomenal on Saturday. So we have some pieces to the puzzle. We certainly would make things a lot easier if Glenn was down there and you knew you could always go to him. But it is what it is. That's part of it, and the rest of the guys understand it and will step up, and we'll go from there.
Let's talk about this week. A matinee game on Wednesday against Pittsburgh, and then the team gets on a bus, travels to Troy for the weekend, a place where we got swept last season. Obviously, a big-time game. When you open up the conference, you want to start the conference strong. What do you expect this weekend in the Trojans?
Well, first, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a very good team. They started the year off, they're 7-3. They got an older group, all juniors and seniors. I think they only have about 3 or 4 freshmen on the team. All juniors and seniors, old veteran-type groups. So, as I told the team before practice today, I said we can't overlook them. We can't worry about the weekend and forget about forget about Wednesday. Which as I've said before, these guys understand. They get it. And then Troy's Troy. It's a tough place to play. It's a very good baseball team. It's a good athletic department. They do a nice job. They do a nice job out there. Bobby Pierce. We have to go out there and find a way to win 2 out of 3. But the team that we're going out there with, especially the pitching staff, is certainly different than last year. So I'm happy. I'm looking forward to it, and I don't want to talk about revenge or anything like that. But we got something to prove in front of their fans. We had played okay out there, not great, and the results weren't what we wanted. But this year's a new year, and we'll go out there and we'll see how it goes.
All right, the Owls will be back in action on Wednesday at the FAU Baseball Stadium, taking on Pittsburgh, and in the big weekend series, the Sun Belt opening weekend against Troy in Troy, Alabama. Be sure to tune in for that. For my guest here on the FAU Baseball Insider, John McCormack, I'm your host, Jared Smith. See you at the ballpark.
Take care. Thank you.